I think one of the things that struck me most was the infectious enthusiasm of Andrew. I think he brings people along with him by just being so enthusiastic and excited about everything himself.
Hello, I'm Andrew Simpson and I'm the Liberal Democrat candidate for the Daventry Constituency for the general election taking place on the 12th of December. I also was the candidate at the last election in 2017. I've been living with my partner in the village of Kilsby in the constituency for nearly 6 years now. We love it here. It's been such a welcoming village with a real community atmosphere. We moved from Northampton, where I had lived in the town centre for near enough 32 years. I ended up living in Northampton as I went to study at Nairn College, now the University of Northampton, and I just never moved away. After leaving college, I went on to a graduate training course with Nationwide Building Society, who were then a major local employer, and whilst I initially trained in financial services, I ended up doing a marketing postgraduate course. I currently work for Argos in Milton Keynes in the financial services part of the business. I grew up in Bedfordshire in the countryside as we lived down a country lane about a mile from the nearest village. I felt very lucky as our home had a large garden where I helped out growing vegetables and looking after what became something of a menagerie of chickens, goats, ducks and geese, as well as at one point 13 cats and 2 Jack Russells. It's where my love of the countryside and of animals comes from. It's why we have 2 cats, both of them are rescued, and whilst we don't have any children, like many, our pets are an important part of our lives. I live with Grant, my partner, of 21 years. Gosh, 21 years, yes. And Grant has been a real support over the years. Every election campaign he's out helping.
Andrew would be a great MP because he works really hard and he does care about people. He would take up any issue raised by one of his constituents and see it through to the end till it is resolved.
Andrew's been really good for a lot of us who have want to do something locally and good for the community, but he can provide us a good focus on and really getting things done.
My mum and dad have always been a constant source of support and advice, encouraged me to get involved in things. They themselves have always got involved in various community causes and, like me, give 100% to everything they are involved in. They have both been really supportive of my political campaigning over the years and are always the first to volunteer to help. Like many of us nowadays, much of my work seems to involve me sitting in front of the computer, so I find it good to get out and about in the area as a local campaigner. I've been involved in politics since I first joined the Liberal students whilst at college. It was their slogan that summed it up for me, really. It said, fighting ignorance, poverty and conformity. And to me that's about people being able to make the most of their lives and not held back through lack of money, lack of education and opportunities, or because of who they are. I recently met with Tim Colan, the Managing Director of Bournemouth Marina. Tim is a lifelong Conservative who has now switched to the Lib Dems. There are many moderate Conservatives like him who are horrified in Boris Johnson and the direction he is taking the country. Tim, like many businesses, has seen the negative impact of Brexit and is concerned that if we leave the EU, we will be worse off. Many Conservatives don't like Boris Johnson, but also fear Jeremy Corbyn. So in this area, voting for the Lib Dems and for myself is a really good choice to make a difference. I have been restoring a 1972 VW Beetle with my dad. We got it back on the road this year, which was really good news. And if I have any other time, I love gardening, and I'm also trying to learn Spanish because I think it's important to try and speak a language when you go to another country. Hablo un poco español, señor.
I'm Catherine Lomax, and I'm the District Councillor for Barby and Kilsby Ward in Daventry District, and I've been Ward Councillor here for 20 years. I first met Andrew 22 years ago. The first impression that Andrew gives to anyone is his energy and his enthusiasm, and that's what he gave me 22 years ago, and I've never changed my opinion in that. He's hugely hardworking and very reliable, but his commitment and energy is what comes over. I think he will keep in touch with the whole of the constituency right from the word go. I think he will be very good at holding surgeries, sending out messages on Facebook and Twitter, and also by sending out information, written information. So vote for Andrew Simpson. your Liberal Democrat candidate, who will make an excellent MP and be a credit to the Liberal Democrat Party.
Andrew's one of the most positive people I've ever met, and I think he'd make an exceptional MP. He's the sort of guy who can relate to everybody, and he's incredibly effective in everything he does.